Hello everyone, I'm He Zhe. In this video, I will first introduce my revised research proposal to you, and then answer Anatoly's questions. First of all, my research is focused on academic freedom, typically academic freedom of professors and academic freedom of students in China context. It is acknowledged that academic freedom is one of the true values of higher education. Looking back to the world-class university ranking, we can find that world's top universities almost from Western countries, which all have highly academic freedom. However, when it comes to China's university, many scholars consider that academic freedom in China higher education is limited. The ranking of Chinese university in international context is comparatively low. I wonder what conduct to this phenomenon. So initially, I planned to compare universities in Hong Kong with those in mainland China and then find out the differences by using questionnaire, interview, case study these three research methods. However, when I discussed with my supervisor, she suggested me to change to study only Chinese universities because my original proposal contained too much tasks and it's too difficult for me to finish it in only 2 months. So I changed my research topic as Study on Academic Freedom of Chinese Professors and Students. After modification, my research objects are first, to summarize different definitions of academic freedom. The second is to demonstrate history of Chinese higher education and the contemporary Chinese higher education condition. The third is to explore out how Chinese professors interpret academic freedom. The fourth is to explore out how Chinese undergraduates influenced by academic freedom. Last is to find out some solutions to enhance academic freedom of Chinese higher education. And I found that there were numerous scholars studied academic freedom and attempted to make clear definitions such as Tide magazine and so on. This word derived from German words and raised by Humboldtian University in early 19th century. There are two aspects of academic freedom. One is freedom to learn, another is freedom to teach. So my own research will emphasize on these two variables. And the next is my and qualitative research, which can carry out how academic freedom develops in mainland China by means of doing document analysis as well as interview. First of all, it will conduct literature review to find out reflections and thoughts of formal studies which can gain professional background knowledge and inspire the research gap. The next step is to do interview survey. This research mainly accepts individual interview that focus on students and professors. Before formal interview, preparation that figure down the background, personality, interest of interviewees in order to get closer to interviewee and obtain the truth. Next is to design interview question. Interview question should be logical and significant. Typically, it should be followed in proper tempo. All the questions should pay attention on research topic. For students, the interview atmosphere can be vivid and like friends talk. It is also worth mentioning that during the interview, the record is important to make sure about validity. Interviewee needs to excavate deeper implication in terms of interviewee's answer. At last, arrange the record and the interview note are also essential for final analysis. Okay, let's go on next part. In next part, I will answer Anatoly's question. First is explain your unit of analysis. How are you going to determine the major variables from the literature on academic freedom that would need to be included in the questionnaire? For this question, my research targets are university professors and students. For analysis of professor, major variables should be teaching environment, research experience, and expression right. And for analysis of students, it will focus on whether they can choose what to learn voluntarily and whether they have high freedom of speech. And the second question is, how are you going to engage participants? How would you ensure diversity of academic, gender, institutional, regional representations? My answer is, first of all, I will use email or telephone to appoint interviewees and send consent letter to them. If I successfully make an appointment, I will investigate background of interviewees and send formal interview questions to them in advance. During the interview, audio record will be used. My intended amount of interviewee is 15 professors and 30 students who are teaching or studying in Beijing, Guangzhou, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, these 4 areas, because these 4 places are considered as first-tier cities in mainland China, and the local universities have long history and a high reputation, which can represent current Chinese higher education situation. Half of professor interviewees and students will be chosen from science subjects like engineering, architecture, while the rest will from arts area like education, journalism. Also, I will consider gender feature. Male and female will be balanced. When it comes to the third question, because I give up questionnaire this method and only use semi-structured interview survey. For a professor, I will ask about 7 basic questions like, have you ever heard academic freedom this conception? Can you give any facts to explain this conception? What is your own idea about this conception? And is your teaching material like textbook chosen by yourself or by the dean? And while for students, it will have 8 basic questions to explore out their study experience, their feeling about Chinese academic freedom, and so on. After finish those basic questions, I will ask more specific questions on the basis of their answer or experience. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. Please feel free to give me any comment or suggestion.